At the beginning of our reading rotations, students pull out an order form from their book bins. These laminated half sheets of paper have empty slots for 3 different rotations. Students then open up their Reading Cafe slides from my class website. There, they will find a menu of all their rotation options for the entire week. This menu is where they will find all of the links to the assignments that they will complete as well. While they have the weekly menu in front of them on their iPads, I post the guided reading group schedule on my board. The weekly Reading Cafe menu includes comprehension-based reading assignments, Seesaw vocabulary lessons, iReady lessons, and links to a podcast that we have been listening to throughout the year. From there, they choose what interests them that day. Earlier in the week, they have the entire menu to choose from. The only thing that could alter them from complete and total choice is that every day they must read for 15 minutes as one of their 3 rotations. Or at times, I will take 2 of their rotations to meet with them in a small guided reading group. For example, this student is very eager to listen to a podcast that we follow along with as a class, so they are choosing to silently read for the first 15-minute rotation, listen to episode 71, the second rotation, and listen to episode 72, the third rotation. Although this day will be really fun for them because it's full of listening to a podcast, they understand that the Seesaw assignments and vocabulary work will be completed later in the week. This student, however, plans to divvy out their podcast listening throughout the week. They are choosing to start their rotations off with the podcast, then complete a context clues assignment, and then finish out with their mandatory silent reading rotation. This student unfortunately doesn't get a choice in their rotations for the day. This student knows that today is their guided reading group day, so with the mandatory silent reading rotation and their guided reading group taking up their last 2 rotations, their schedule is planned out for them. But they aren't upset about it at all because they know the next day will be completely up to them. After students have chosen their menu for the day, I set my 15-minute timer and have them get started. When I look around the room, I see students doing Seesaw assignments, listening to a podcast, silently reading, or completing iReady lessons. They are all engaged and have a sense of ownership in their learning because they chose what to do today. On Mondays during the first rotation, I pass out a weekly checklist that I quickly print out before the school day starts. This allows students to keep track of what they get done each day and helps them know what is left for them to complete when they fill out their order forms for the rest of the week. Because this menu requires for all assignments to be available to students first thing on Mondays, preparation is key. When it comes to learning activities that can be found on the weekly menu, my teammate and I have created several assignments through Seesaw that we have planned out for each week. We've worked ahead and already created assignments that we will use in the upcoming weeks. This has released so much stress for us every Monday when it comes time to link new assignments for students. All we have to do is go to our resources tab that we have saved, save the assignments from Seesaw for the week, schedule them for the upcoming Monday morning, copy the student link, and then paste it on the icon for that specific assignment. We prep our menu slide on Monday morning, and then we're done editing it until the next week. I definitely had to gradually release this student choice styled rotation format. At the beginning of the school year, when I was simply just introducing how the different rotations work, I actually decided the order for my entire class. This way, every student was doing the exact same activity during each rotation, allowing me to easily put out fires when confusion or questions would arise. Once I felt like students were comfortable with the assignments themselves, I slowly started to allow choice. For a week, I would post the 3 assignments that they were expected to complete for the day on the board, but I would allow the students to actually choose the order of the 3 assignments. This gives them a taste of that sense of choice, but doesn't overwhelm them with the entire week's worth of activities. Finally, the next week, I would open up the entire menu, allowing for students to have the ultimate choice in their learning plan. Overall, I've seen huge improvement when it comes to student engagement during reading time. It has also taught my students how to prioritize things, manage their time, and become independent learners. My students really enjoy reading rotation time, and it's something that they can even complete at home if they are ever absent. Reading rotations have become one of my favorite times of the day because I feel like I'm not working harder than my kids. I get to focus on my guided reading groups, I get to talk to my kids about what they're reading, and I get to just watch as my almost middle schoolers feel a sense of ownership in their learning.